everyone. Raise your hand if you've ever felt like you didn't belong. Okay, I can say almost everybody. Keep it raised if you've unintentionally made someone else feel like they were the raisin in a chocolate chip cookie. Okay, hang on to this thought for a bit. We'll come back to it, I promise. Hi, I'm Theameera Ratnani, and I'm here to talk to you about the superpower that we all have, but often forget to use, the power of belonging. A few years ago, at a community Ganesh Chaturthi festival, I was in a dance group with my close friend and her school friends. They excluded me from their conversations and secrets. She wouldn't even let others interact with me. It hurt deeply. I felt invisible. And trust me, that's not a superpower you want to have. I tried to brush it off, telling myself it was no big deal. But it really was. I didn't go down to play for days and it kept bothering me. After some research, I found out that what I was feeling was a lack of belonging. That moment taught me how powerful it is when you feel like you don't belong. Not in a cool Jedi Force kind of way. On my quest to understand why I felt like I didn't belong, I learned that belonging isn't just a nice to have, it's a fundamental human need. Dr. Eric Berne, a psychiatrist, describes belonging as recognition hunger, which is the need to be seen, heard, valued, and acknowledged. It's like Wi-Fi for the soul. You don't realize how much you need it until you don't have it. Also, Maslow's hierarchy of human needs places love and belonging as the third most important need, after basic physical needs and safety. When we belong, we thrive. When we don't, it can impact everything. It's like trying to run a marathon in flip-flops. But this feeling of not belonging is not just a personal issue. It's universal and can have far-reaching consequences. For instance, did you know that roughly 1 in 5 students in Australia don't feel like they belong? Recent data from PISA states that between 2003 and 2015, students' sense of belonging in Australia dropped from 88% to just 72%. Alarming, isn't it? But this trend isn't just unique to Australia. In most countries, a student's sense of belonging declined between 2003 and 2015. It's like we're facing a global belonging drought. This lack of belonging has real consequences. In a study of over 11,000 students, those with a stronger sense of belonging were 20% less likely to engage in misconduct. Just think about that. That means that students who feel like they belong are not only happier, but also better behaved and more engaged in their education. It's like belonging is the secret sauce that turns the school cafeteria into a 5-star restaurant. And it doesn't stop there. College students with a strong sense of belonging are 3.5 times more likely to stay highly motivated and 100% more likely to persist until graduation. Belonging be like the sugar rush of academia. And wait, there's more. The workplace follows the same story. A study by BetterUp found that a strong sense of belonging can boost job performance by 56% and cut sick days by 75%. Sounds like belonging can make Monday morning blues less blue. But wait, there's more. A groundbreaking study by Holt and Starr AR found that a strong social relationships and a sense of belonging are linked to a 50% increase in the likelihood of survival over time. That's right. Belonging isn't just good for your mood, it's good for your lifespan too. So, why does it matter? Because belonging can be cultivated. It's something we can create and nurture in our schools, workplaces, and communities. It's like gardening, but instead of growing plants, we're growing connections. As Brené Brown rightfully says, true belonging does not require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. True belonging doesn't mean fitting in. It means being yourself and knowing that you're accepted and celebrated for it. It's like finding the perfect fitting jeans. You don't need to change your body shape. You just need to find your style. Once I realized that belonging is something we can create, it totally changed the way I interact with others. For example, when a new kid joins our class, I ensure that they feel comfortable, included, and never left out. Whether it's inviting them to play or just sitting with them at lunch, these small acts help them to feel like they belong from day one. And honestly, it feels just as good for me as it does for them. And then I thought, what if I could take this further and ensure that everyone in school feels like they belong? What if we could measure belongingness and use that data to make a difference? That's where the concept of the belonging barometer for schools comes in. The belonging barometer for schools is a simple weekly check-in in the form of print or online forms where students rate how they felt at school. Each week, everyone in school rates and answers questions like, did you feel happy at school? Did your friends include you? Were the teachers and staff kind to you? This helps us know how students are feeling, even if they don't want to say it out loud. It's not about numbers. It's about listening to what students share, the little things that made them happy or times when they felt left out. We also ask them to tell us about what we could do to make them feel happier and included. The best part, the data doesn't just sit there. We use it. And that's where the concept of the belonging ambassadors comes in. Belonging ambassadors are student or teacher volunteers who use this data to organize activities that help bring people together. Whether it's organizing games, cultural programs, hobby clubs, or even just ensuring that no kid sits alone, these ambassadors will make a real difference. The impact of the belonging barometer doesn't just end at the school gates. When these children learn to create inclusive communities and value diversity, they carry these skills with them for life. They carry these skills with them for life as in they get it into their mind that okay, it's like a ripple effect. They become adults who build cohesive communities, leaders who ensure that everyone's voice is heard, and citizens who actively work to make society a place where no one feels like an outsider. It's like training a whole generation of belonging ninjas. This isn't just for schools. It's like a Swiss Army knife that can be used in colleges, workplaces, and even communities. Slowly, we can build a universal community where everybody with a common goal and vision of ensuring that everybody feels like they belong. The best and the most exciting part, the more we work to help others feel like they belong, our own sense of belonging grows stronger too. It's like a belonging boomerang. You throw it out there and it comes right back to you, but without the risk of knocking over your neighbor's flower pot. But here's the thing. Coming back to the question that I promised you I'd come back to earlier, imagine if we could change that for others and for ourselves. What if we could create spaces where everyone, even the shy kid in the corner, feels like they're part of the group? It doesn't take grand gestures or big speeches, and yes, I see the irony here. It's the small gestures that count. A smile, a come join us, or even just ensuring that no one sits alone at lunch by sitting with them, provided you're not interrupting their me time. Because here's the thing, belonging isn't just a warm, fuzzy feeling we get from our family and friends. It's a superpower that lets us thrive, succeed, and uplift others too. In the end, it's not about being perfect. It's about trying. And in that effort lies the first real step towards a lasting change. Thank you for listening. And now go be someone's superhero. Thank you.